Hey, Joe Mastriano, CPA, and I wanted to do another video today to remind people this comes up very often, and yet it's most understood and it's very critical. People get their wages levied, bank accounts levied, retirement accounts levied, spouses accounts, kids accounts, and they wonder what's going on. I hired this person and why are they levying me? Or I called the IRS and why are they levying me? I'm going to tell you right now, as a guy who's done thousands of cases over the last 40 years, that there's specific things. Here's how it works. You owe If you owe for a year, which means either the IRS did a substitute for return or you filed a return and they processed it and they put a balance on your transcript, we call that an assessment. They assess the tax to you. Now that that balance is on the transcript, the ball is in your court because you have to make sure there's either a status code like the number 60 or 63 or 53 for currently uncollectible on that particular year to stop them from taking enforcement action. Or if you have a binding agreement, lately, the last 5 years or so, they've been putting a statement on the transcript saying this period is part of an installment agreement. So that's one way. Another way is if you file an offer in compromise and your offer gets past the secretary and is in the hands of an office specialist, and that office specialist sends a code to collections to tell them that you're in an offer so no collection action can happen for those years that are part of the offer, then you're covered. Notice it's not because you sent it in or because you sent the offer in and they sent back a letter asking for more information. It has to go to the office specialist who sends a code to collections. A lot of people send in offers or they hire these companies to just fill out the form and send them in, and bam, their bank account gets levied and they're wondering why. So that's the second thing. The installment agreement or offer where you're covered. Another way is if that particular year is part of a bankruptcy. Throughout my career, you got to be careful because whoever files the bankruptcy, a lot of these attorneys mass produce bankruptcies and they give it to their legal clerks who don't pull transcripts. What they do is they file proof of claims with the IRS, and the IRS comes back and says, yes, he owes for these 3 years, and they put it on there. But if the IRS leaves out a year and your attorney's assistant didn't know that, then they can levy you outside the bankruptcy for the years that they've left out. So again, we're talking about one particular year, and that particular year must be in the bankruptcy. Just like that particular year should have a code, an agreement code, or 53 is an agreement code, even if it's currently uncollectible. Offer will, you'll get the code from the offer division on collections or the bankruptcy. Okay. And now let's talk about collection agency. The IRS uses three main collection agencies. And again, people make assumptions. Oh, well, the collection agency has my case. There is no my case. Each year is independent. So if you get a collection agency letter and it lists 2 years on there and you know for a year not listed on that letter, then you're not covered. So the only way you get covered is these ways that I've explained. Now, if I'm talking to a revenue officer negotiating an agreement, I ask for a certain deadline where they agree not to take collection action. If you have a deadline agreed to by a revenue officer or automated collections, because you can have automated collections enter in their computer that they agree not to take collection action by a certain date. Then you know you're covered. So either you have, in summary, the code on the transcript, the code, collection coded collections by the offer division. That year is part of a bankruptcy. That year is being handled by a third party collection agency. Or the last thing that I said, dealing with a revenue officer or automated collections, that they agree not to take collection action by a certain date. So if you know you have years that you owe for that's not covered like that, I would not leave money where they can take it. You would be surprised at how many people call me. I don't care who is representing them. They got a levy on their account because they were not covered. And it's gotten cloudy now because automated collections, because of COVID the last couple of years, has not been taking collection action. And a lot of people are feeling safe, and they have been safe. I've got dozens of clients who are kind of safe, but I'm trying to tell everybody now that it's a new year, expect anything, and the IRS is really looking for money now. So other than audits, you may get a levy out of the blue and you're wondering why, and now I just told you why. So you know, regardless if you're helping yourself or who's helping you, these rules don't change. If you would like our help, call Stephanie, 713-774-4467. She'll evaluate your situation for free, and she'll suggest meeting with me in a consultation so I can come up with the best solution for you. I have proprietary solutions. Some of them I designed myself years ago that have tremendous benefits. One of them is if you have a corporation and you have a large payroll liability, I'm the guy to go to, because I've had people have a team of attorneys helping them, and they couldn't help them as good as I could with my corporate liquidation strategy. Again, 713-774-4467. Call Stephanie, and do not ever, I'm on a big mission now. I do not want anybody to be in the dark concerning the IRS. There's no excuse for it. Thank you very much. Till next time.